How's it going, guys? This is David here from phonebuff.com, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Samsung Galaxy S2. In this case, it's Sprint's Epic 4G Touch variant. So I want to give you a quick hardware tour of this device. You have a 4.5-inch display going diagonally, and it's a Super AMOLED Plus screen with 800 by 480 resolution. So the colors just really pop on this screen. The blacks are really black, and overall, I just love the way the screen looks. I'm really impressed with it. However, I do wish that the resolution was a little bit higher, especially with other devices out there with QHD resolution or even 720p resolution. But then again, you can't really complain much because some of those other devices don't have Super AMOLED Plus. They either just have Super AMOLED or Super LCD. So that's all I'll talk about the screen for now. Let's look at the rest of the device. You have the 4 capacitive buttons at the bottom for menu, home, back, and search. On the top of the device, you have a 2-megapixel camera. You got your earpiece and the other sensors. On the right side, you have nothing but the power key to shut the screen on and off or turn the device on and off. On the left side, you have nothing but the volume rocker. On the bottom, you have your standard micro USB charging port and your microphone. On the top, you have nothing but your 3.5mm headset jack. And of course, on the back, you have this 1080p video camcorder with an 8-megapixel camera, LED flash. Got your Galaxy S2 branding right here, Sprint logo, and on the very bottom you have your speaker grill. So that's just about it on the outside of the device. On the inside of this guy, it's running a 1.2 gigahertz Exynos processor coupled with 1 GB of RAM. So this is definitely one of the fastest devices out there. So while Samsung definitely has the hardware side of things down with the Galaxy S2, the question is, does the software match the incredible hardware? And thankfully, the answer to that question is yes, because not only does Samsung have this phone running on Android 2.3.6, it has its touchwiz 4.0 running over top of it. Now, normally I'm not a big fan of Android overlays. I usually feel like they're, slowing down the phone and they add unnecessary bloatware. But that's not the case with touchwiz. I feel like touchwiz gives me a lot of value. It doesn't slow the phone down at all. So I'll go ahead and show you what I mean. I have widgets running. I have a live wallpaper. And you can see there's just no lag. Go to my apps. No lag at all. I'll go ahead and open up the web browser so you can see how buttery smooth it zooms in and out. I mean, I have NFL.com loaded. There's a lot of Flash content going on this site. And you can see the scrolling is really smooth, the zooming is really smooth, and it's just a really great experience, especially with that 4.5-inch display. So go ahead and exit out of that. Speaking of performance, let's go ahead and run a Quadrant Benchmark. I'm sure a lot of you guys want to see how well this device performs. So remember, it has the 1.2 gigahertz Exynos processor on this variant. Other Galaxy S2s may have a 1.5 gigahertz Qualcomm Snapdragon processor, so it depends on your phone. You're gonna get about the same performance, I'd say, because this one's at 1.2 with the Exynos, the 1.5 with the Snapdragon pretty much performs equal to the 1.2 Exynos. So there's not a major difference as far as performance goes from what I've seen on other Galaxy S2s, but we'll see what this one scores on Quadrant. So hit yes. And you can see that bar is huge compared to the rest, and that's because the score is 3709. So that's a really high Quadrant score, and honestly, I know it's just a benchmark, but I feel like the device actually lives up to that benchmark score. And the main reason I say that is because over the last 2 or 3 weeks that I've been using the device, it hasn't had any hiccups, and it's handled pretty much everything I've thrown at it, with no problem. I'd say it's even a little bit faster than the Galaxy Nexus and the HTC Amaze 4G, because in my comparisons, for the most part, it beats those other two out, with the exception of the web browser against the Galaxy Nexus because of ICS's optimizations. But once this gets the update to ICS, I fully expect it to perform at the same level, if not at a better level. So that's enough about the hardware. Let's look at the software that's preloaded on this phone, because I think you get the idea. It's one of the fastest Android phones out there, if not the fastest. But with that said, let's look at what's included with touchwiz and what Samsung included as far as apps go. So of course you have AllShare up here. You have Kai's Air. I'm not going to go over the stock Google apps because you've seen those on every Android device. You got Media Hub. You have Nova 2 HD, Photo Editor. So this is just a demo, by the way, for Nova 2. It's not the full game. So you have photo editor, you have all your Sprint preloaded apps, Sprint TV, and Telenav. If that's your thing. I use Google Navigation, but at least you have the option on both on Sprint. And one thing that's really nice is these preloaded apps are actually uninstallable now. So I'll show you right here. So you see Sprint TV, Sprint Zone, Sprint ID. I could actually go to my settings, go to applications, manage applications, and you can see how the phone's just flying through the settings, by the way. So let's say I didn't want Sprint TV. I could just uninstall that guy, hit OK, boom, it's gone. And you can see it's gone from here. So I mean, it's really nice to see, you know, you could actually uninstall certain apps that before you had to root your phone to really get rid of them. So it really gives you the sense that you could customize this phone to be, you know, just the way you want, even though it has a custom overlay on it. You know, kind of almost gives you like a, you know, a rooted experience without having to be rooted. You could even take screenshots. I mean, all you gotta do is press home and the power key, and it takes screenshots. So that's pretty cool. Of course, that's the ICS feature. There's a few ICS features that are new with the Galaxy Nexus that are included with touchwiz. So it's like it kind of holds you off until this gets the update. But speaking of being able to customize the phone to the way you want, you could resize the widgets, which is really cool because it lets you do things like that. So you can see the 5-day forecast, or you can just see the weather alone, make it a little square like that. So I mean, pretty cool options. Again, this is a ICS feature that's gonna come on the phone regardless on any phone that gets ICS, but it's nice to see this phone have it. I mean, granted, this one also came out 6 months before the Galaxy Nexus did, so pretty impressive to see that on here. You also have editable home screen. So I mean, you have 7 home screens as default, but you can press menu, hit edit, and you can see I could actually delete some of these home screens. So if I don't want them, I could take them down all the way to 1 or up to 7. So again, you could customize the phone to just the way you like it. You can do that with the app list too. I mean, you could change the way it looks. So you could do a customizable grid where you could order it or have it alphabetically like I do. And you can even make it a list if this makes it easier for you to find your apps. So again, it's really customizable, really gives you a sense of control over the phone. Want to show you the photo editor that's preloaded. So you can see I already edited this picture of my dog. I want to do another picture. Let's do we'll do this picture of the trees outside. So you can see the quality of this camera, by the way. It's just amazing. But I'll go ahead and edit it. I'll change the saturation, make it like that, hit done. So it's really nice to have the ability to edit photos on the go. I mean, before, you know, you had to edit it on your computer, but now you could just edit right here, and that's natively, it's pre-installed on the phone. You don't have to download an app from the market, and this one works pretty well too, so nice to see that. So another thing I want to show you is the motion settings on the phone, is what they're calling it. So here's a picture I've loaded up. You could normally double tap to zoom, or you could, you know, pinch in and pinch out to zoom. But now what you can do is what they're calling motion settings is you can put two fingers on the screen and tilt it up and down, and it zooms in and out. So that's pretty cool. You can do that with pictures and the web browser. You could also move shortcuts around. So normally you'd have to move them like this, hold it here for like a few seconds, and you can see, I mean, okay, it's taking me forever. Oh, it's because I'm on the last home screen. Alright. But anyway, you get the idea. You can move them around like that. But with motion settings, you could actually tilt the phone, and this makes it a lot easier to pan around to what home screen you want. So say I want to put it on this first one, go like that, drop it, and that's it. So pretty cool feature right there. Of course, you have the notification bar. You have your toggles, your Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, GPS, 4G, and vibrate and sound. So it's really nice to see the shortcuts right there. I know HTC has it where you have to hit quick settings and you get it. I actually prefer this method because it's faster. I mean, that's what shortcuts are about. It's, you know, how long it takes, or how short it takes to get to them, should I say. Alright, you have Vlingo pre-installed on the phone, which is pretty cool. There's a review on Vlingo you can check out on phonebuff.com. But that's pretty much it on the Samsung Galaxy S2. I mean, you're going to get a device that performs really, really well. The web browser works great. And I've done comparisons against some other devices, so check it out on phonebuff.com. and see how this one stacks up. I really like the phone. I recommend it to you as long as you think that you'll be able to hold it in your hand comfortably, because it is on the bigger side. But you know, they made it really thin and really light, so it kind of makes up for how big the screen is. And when it's in your pocket, it really doesn't feel any bigger than an other phone would, like a smaller phone. But I have noticed, you know, holding it with one hand, sometimes it can be difficult to reach, you know, the opposite end of the screen. You have to readjust your hand, readjust the way you're holding the phone, and kind of slide it down like that, which you know, may cause you to drop it once in a while. So I definitely recommend getting a case if you plan on getting this phone. But otherwise, I really like it. I recommend it. I say it's one of the best Android phones I've used to date. Definitely one of the fastest. So that's pretty much it. This is David from phonebuff.com. Thank you for watching the video, and don't forget to visit phonebuff.com for more cell phone news, reviews, and how-tos. Thank you.